Spiritual Teaching 224. Love one another. 1. I am writing in the book of spiritual elevation, each of your works, and so that you do not ignore your mission on earth. I have come to awaken the spiritual gifts that I have entrusted to you since the beginning of time. 2. You have sprouted from me, have been prepared, and by sending you to earth, which is the abode of struggle and improvement, I have given the law, which teaches you love to your Father, and which also tells you to love one another, so that you may be in harmony with all the beings I have created. Before my Spirit, you are all great, worthy. I have formed everyone with the same love, and for me there is no difference between one and the other. 3. I have waited a long time for the return of the Son. If when listening to my word, your heart is not moved, if you do not shed tears of attrition, it is that you have not watched and waited for the fulfillment of my promise, made to you in the second era. I have come now to pour out spiritual and material benefits. My word, which is the fruit of the tree of life, it comes to calm your hunger. I bring to men of good will, peace, which is the reward that I grant on earth, by fulfilling my precepts. 4. Raise your spirit, cleanse your heart, and in an act of love for my divinity, enter into spiritual communion with me. I will pour out my pleasure on you. 5. Pray, and your prayer will convert sinners, and will convince those who have sinned through ignorance and do not know of their error, how much has been lacking before me. I remove the germ of evil and make you know the benefits of regeneration and compliance. 6. For each of your good works, I have a blessing. For your problems a solution, and for your pains a balm. And when you are healthy and strong, teach your brothers, inspire good and be an example, so that it is not only the words that speak of the Master, but your actions, those that testify that you are my disciples and that you are imitating me. 7. I am going to speak to the Christian world and to those who have not believed in Christ, to the people of Israel or the Mosaics. In all I will pour out my light and my caress. This light will dispel confusion and ignorance, and faith in me will unify all spirits and will make all spirits brothers of one another. 8. After a great struggle, peace will come to men. Today you find enemies of your faith, spirituality, and good practices, because the environment that reigns is impure and you have not been able to stop the advance of evil. And in truth you are in charge of transforming this world, restoring health, peace, and faith that has been lost. 9. In your struggle, you will not be alone. Your Lord fights before and always. The forces of evil will be bound. Humanity will be free, and he will rebuild his life, and faith will return to his heart. 10. Spokespersons. If in the exercise of your gifts you have great triumphs, do not be arrogant. Do not make a show in the flesh, just for having been the instrument that I used to speak to men. 11. Think that I have forgiven your faults and have removed your imperfections. I have used those of simple understanding, rude and ignorant, that I have polished to carry out my designs. 12. My word will be written. This book will be the guide and teaching of the people. If you are not prepared to understand my new inspirations, keep studying my word. I am preparing the hearts of the disciples who are to form this book. In it, you will find my essence and my presence. It will be the inheritance that I will bequeath to humanity, and men inspired by me will dictate laws of love, precept sages, thoughts, and maxims that the world will know. Because my word will find anxious hearts, ready to receive it in all the peoples of the earth. 13. Those nations that have gone through the rigors of war wait for emissaries to confirm their belief that I have come once more to establish my kingdom in the spirit of man and make a pact of love and justice with him, as it was written. 14. I have left at your right hand a guardian angel, who knows your life. He has the mission to guide you, to free you from dangers. It is the spiritual world that accompanies you, fulfilling a great mission of love. You have Elijah, devoted shepherd that guides your spirit, incarnate or disembodied. 15. His name is not known by all humanity, nor is his mission, but soon he will know that he is my forerunner in all times. Mary is your sweetness and consolation. In all the tribulations to which the Spirit is subjected, she watches over you, and in this time of rigors she accompanies you to give you courage in the test. She is the intercessor between the Son and the Father. Yes, the Master who speaks to you has come to teach you and leave you prepared as my successors when I depart. 16. I return to you humanity through human understanding, to deposit in your spirit my teaching and in your heart my essence. I come back to you like a torch of heavenly light to guide men on the path of spirituality, which is the path of eternal life. 17. The light of my teachings illuminates you to shine among the shadows of this world. 18. Receive this message that I send you, so that you may come to communicate through thought with your celestial Father, that I will lovingly answer you through the same thought. 19. Welcome, sad humanity, tired of suffering. Come and rest in my love. I am peace and serenity, and I myself come to leave them in your spirit. I am your Cyrenian and your hope. Rejoice and be strong. I am with you. 20. In the moments when you listen to my word, feel happy. In my divine spirit there is peace when I feel heard by you, and I want to transmit that gift to you. You have waited for my return for a long time. 21. Keep my word that is golden wheat, and do not lose it. It is necessary that you know the immense meaning of the charity, because then you will know the wonders that love does. How sad it is that some of my children do not feel in the heart the joy that your spirit experiences. I want to see you comforting, loving, healing, be it the body or the spirit of the one who suffers. He who loves does not know hatred that makes life better. He who loves does not know the resentment that breaks the heart and saddens the spirit. He who loves has sweetness in his word, in his gaze and in his works. His life is sweet, and his bodily death will have to be peaceful. 22. Eternally my spirit is comforting yours with my paternal word. But when you suffer deeply and in the midst from your pain you call me, you believe that your voice has not been heard by me. You doubt because you are not in a condition to feel me, because having me within you, you do not know it, nor do you believe it. When have I stopped telling you that I love you? Yes, if you know how to listen to me, how happy you would be. Each man would be a sower in my countryside, a cultivator in my orchards, and your seed of love would be watered by me. 23. You are materialized, and that is why you find yourself lost and you feel distant from your Father. But I will give you spirituality that brings you closer to this source of wisdom and revelation. There are many who live on the pages of my gospel without practicing or living my teachings. What is the use of repeating my words? Instead, those who follow me in the way of the heart, of feeling, they will approach their master. 24. Truly I say to you, come to me, humanity, but let it be on the scale of love, of high thought. Start now, so that you can stop your suffering, so that you stop crying and wake up from that dream in which you find yourself submerged. 25. There are so many ways to serve me and to be useful to your fellow men. Spread my seed for the comfort of those who suffer. Resist with faith the trials of pain that you find in your path. Faith does not know the impossible, because it is a divine gift. Together with love, it will be your bulwark against the storms of this world. What will you be without the practices of good in life? Take advantage of this existence, because if it were not, you will not recognize the health of the Spirit, because he takes his strength only in goodness. Make your thoughts as white as the lilies. May your works have the fragrance of flowers. 26. Get up, humanity, and come to me, because I am waiting for you. Come by the way of the heart, and by it you will arrive. And although the centuries go by, I will continue to wait for you. 27. Do not be like little birds that die in their nests before they have learned to fly. 28. I speak to you through thought, which at the moment of preparation is from God, even when it is interpreted by human lips. My presence comes to you, caresses you, and awakens you. So don't wait for tomorrow to deliver your caress to those who in turn await you. I don't want to hear you telling me, tomorrow I will get up to fulfillment. Because if you do not take advantage of your life, you will remain crying and I waiting. You are my beloved seed, the one that promises to give beautiful flowers and good fruits under my care. 29. There in eternity are the spirits of those who in the world were great for love, for charity. They meet there after they finish their mission on earth, and from there they pour out their love on humanity. They give their help to the beings, weak and shy spirits that still cross the world. There are no separations, no distances as in your world in which men do not love or understand each other, because their creeds and religious dogmas separate. Know that religions are simple temporary paths that lead spirits to light, where all will shine equally united by the law of love. 30. That is why I tell you that love should be the fundamental stone of all religion, because that light is outside of all theory, science, or philosophy, and is felt and contemplated by all beings. 31. Among the crowds who listen to my word at this time, there are those of strong spirit and advance who come in search of the spiritual, fleeing from ceremonies, rites, and forms. They come looking for God as love and as wisdom, whom they adore above matter, and once free, they feel that they no longer need priests, nor teachers, nor doctors. Those are like torches that light the way for others. 32. Many who today inhabit the spiritual valley have traced the path of evolution for you with their indelible mark of faith, charity, wisdom, and love. They are elevated, brilliant beings, whom you will meet when you return to the hereafter, because they will unite all in the infinite love of the Father, with which all the earth should be united. The messages that those prepared beings send to this world with love and inspiration come as white birds to perch on the minds of men. How many of those thoughts, inspirations, or messages that fit angels have come among men? They have had to return to the hereafter, because they did not know how to receive them. There, in my bosom, they will wait for human hearts to prepare to send them back like a breeze of love. 33. Prepare the dwelling, O mankind. No longer close your heart when the message returns to you, as you see the waves return, as the song of the birds returns with the dawn, as hope returns to the hearts tired of suffering and waiting. 34. Love. He who does not love carries within himself a deep sadness, that of loss, of not feeling the most beautiful and elevated in life. 35. That was what Jesus came to teach you with his life and with his death, and what he bequeathed to you in his divine word. I condense in a single sentence: love one another with that love that I have taught you. 36. The day will come when those who have not loved, shedding their bitterness and prejudices, come and rest in me, where they will come to life listening to my sweet word of infinite tenderness. Truly I tell you, that in love is my strength, my wisdom, and my truth. It's like an infinite scale that it presents under different forms, from the lowest of humans to the highest of spirits that have reached perfection. Love, even in your own way, but always love. Do not hate, because hate leaves a stream of death, while for love it is forgiven and all resentment is erased. 37. Study my word. I want to hear you talking about the powers of the Spirit, of love, of charity. 38. Know also that through the feelings of the heart wisdom is acquired. Those feelings transform in words that contain deep lessons, sublime ideas that love dictates. 39. I give you this light so that your life may rise and be transformed, so that you can give that light to the sick, to the children, to the needy, because this path will not tire you. 40. Become apostles of good, and your spiritual face will be made in such a beautiful way that it will be reflected in your works. 41. If by listening to my spokesman, you have believed that you obtain the glory, you are in error. It will only reach glory to him who practices my teachings. If you think that by attending the rites of the various religions, the spirit will have the necessary rest, truly I tell you no. The spirit rests only when the consciousness has nothing to claim in him. 42. My love always looks for someone who needs it most. So at that time I became a man to come after a people. That people heard my word. But despite having heard the truth, they ignored me, culminating in their blindness to shed the innocent blood of the Lamb. 43. Jerusalem, Jerusalem, land where my preaching and my sacrifice was consummated. You will not be the only one in pain and war, yet you are greatly afflicted. But there will be war elsewhere, because men are forging it with the mind, and in it, it will have to end. 44. If humanity has war in mind, it is because it does not have love in her heart. And I ask you, why can't you love or forgive? Do you think that I love less those who sacrificed me than those who cried for me? Know that you are crucifying me with your lack of love and understanding. 45. Jerusalem is now a land of pain, and I tell you, be careful not to shed innocent blood or injure my envoys, because your children will shed many tears for each one that you tear, and great pains for only one innocent who you cause. It will not be my righteousness, but the fruit of your sowing. 46. Cry, humanity, if you do not know how to love. Cry if you don't know how to forgive. Cry with the bitterness of the one who cries in her own death, because whoever does not love cannot reach me. That is what I say to you. Cry, be moved, because if you feel, you still have life and you can wash yourself in your repentance. 47. In all times I have looked for the children of my people, to remind them of the covenant they made with the Father and tell them that they are the emissaries of my peace among this humanity lost in the ways of sin. 48. My light has always illuminated the path of Israel, so that in it she may do works that are pleasing in the eyes of her Lord. 49. The light of my divinity has always descended on the people, but when it has believed itself alone, it has lost its spirituality and his faith, and has fallen into idolatry. 50. That is why his spiritual advancement has been slow. If this people from the earliest times had shed selfishness and would have delivered to the peoples of the earth everything that I gave and revealed to him, my law and my doctrine would be respected by all mankind. But look at the world walking without my law, draining a very bitter cup, and suffering from hunger and pain. 51. My people did not know how to prevent the earth from being soaked in human blood. Peace has never been made because emissaries of him have kept it for themselves in their hearts, because they have doubted that they are capable of working that prodigy. You are like Thomas, who gave you a painful example in him, by showing you an apostle of mine doubting my truth. Also among you are those who doubt. 52. There are children of this people whose hearts have been puffed up to believe they are absolute on earth. They are dominated spirits by the materialism of the world and the ambitions of the heart. 53. They are those who have forgotten my justice and the immortality of the spirit, who have put a bandage of darkness that prevents one to contemplate the clarity of my light. And it is my justice and my love that descend in this time to the components of this people, who have reincarnated again on earth by my will, to tell them how they should spread my peace and my blessings among humanity. Among this people are those whom I sent at this time to give faith of my new manifestation among you, and so that later they bear witness of it to your brothers. You now feel a deep pain when you contemplate that still being close to your Lord, you do not love each other. You have not recognized each other, and you have moments when you feel needy of peace. 54. You will not see me incarnate at this time, and despite not seeing me with your eyes, you will believe in my communication. You will have to recognize the time in which you are spiritually and the mission that I have entrusted to you. 55. This time of responsibility weighs on you, so that you come out ahead in the fight. First, analyze my word, feeling that you are listening to the Master on the bank of the river. At this time your spirit, by regeneration, will reach great limpidity, making himself worthy of sharing his gifts with others and worthy of being in my presence. 56. When the world finds out that you had me among you and listened to me, it will look to these people for virtues, examples, and teachings capable of persuading you. 57. Not only will you do charity with others, I am the one who prepares hearts to make you have charity when you need it. And you who are sensitive, you will know to whom to attribute that charity. 58. But it will not be my will that puts the bristle in your path, because I really love you. You will only find what you yourself sowed along the way, and if it is pain, if it is ingratitude, if it is tears, do not claim your God. No less blaspheme, because you are the children of light. 59. Understand that you are all heirs of my kingdom, but to conquer it, you will have to do great merits. 60. Practice my law in your life, and it, like a shining star, will carry you to the gates of the promised land. 61. Be in the world the light, the way, the knowledge. Invite your brothers to come to my table that awaits you. In it you will delight with the bread of eternal life. 62. Eat rich and poor, because this banquet will cost you nothing, but you must mix with each other, so that the true joy reigns in this feast. 63. Come hear this word, because soon you will no longer hear it. 64. Some, when I speak that the end of this manifestation is approaching, do not manage to understand why do I not allow her to continue indefinitely among humanity. To which I answer, that none of the ways in which I have spoken to men through the ages has been eternal. I have had to materialize and humanize myself to be able to be heard, seen, and felt by you. Therefore, material communication will never be the highest and perfect way of your communication with your Father. 65. When you have achieved through spirituality the elevation of your life, when justice, love, and light that exists in my doctrine be the norm of your works, and the worship that you offer me be absolutely spiritual, then you will be in the time of communication from spirit to spirit, of perfect communication. Then, you will not need me to engrave my law on a stone to make you understand and obey. No longer will it be necessary for me to incarnate my divine word to speak to men through human lips, and I will not have to employ the rough understanding of the spokesman, on whom I have given my inspiration in this third era. 66. My law, engraved in stone, is essentially eternal, but its external form was fleeting. I made the tables where the commandments were engraved. What your Father wanted was for the law to be written in the hearts. I also tell you that not even Jesus, the promised one, the anointed one, the Son of God, was eternal on earth. His word, his doctrine, his works, and his exemplary life, yes, they were lasting. They had the essence of eternity. But his human life was brief in the world, because having overflowed in wisdom, in love, and in piety, he had no reason to stay a moment more, once his exemplary work is finished. The voice of Christ, who is the Word of the Father, vibrated and will vibrate eternally in all spirits. 67. The same will happen at this time, people. This way of communicating with you through a spokesman will soon have its end, because it is not the most perfect. Instead, the essence that emanates from the word poured out by the lips of the spokesman, it will be eternal, since it is the same essence of the word that I spoke, and the same essence that contains the law that I gave you in the first era. 68. Analyze serenely as good disciples, and you will see that the external forms, the humanized or material part of each one of my manifestations, cannot be eternal among you. Because if this happens, you would never come out of your stagnation. You would never evolve, and you must understand that your spiritual destiny is to climb, reach, conquer, to know. 69. The outer part of that revelation of the Father on Sinai was the stone that served as a means to engrave the divine law. 70. The exterior in the communication of God with men through Jesus was the body, the human form of Christ. And in this time, the outside of my communication has been the spokesperson. So this form, as the one of the past times, will have an end. 71. Understand that you are the children of the spiritualist people, who should not feed on forms, but on essence. If you understand my word well, you will never again fall into idolatry or cling to external practices, forms, to the fleeting, because you will always go after the essential, the eternal. 72. See how you live clinging to everything material. I have seen you when one of your loved ones part from this world. Embrace its inert body, wanting to give it new life or retain it, ignoring that it is not that body, that form to which you must bind yourself, but to the spirit of the one who from that instant contemplates you from a mansion of more light, without leaving your side, without ignoring you or can forget you, without breaking the eternal ties with which you are all tied. 73. He who mourns the death of the flesh, believing that he sees the end of a loved one there, is a dead man who watches over another dead. He is ignorant and a being without light who has closed his heart to the one who contemplates him from the light. 74. If instead of complicated religions, humanity were to study and live in compliance with the teachings of my doctrine, in your world there would be more light, there would be peace in the spirits. 75. Great is the testament that God has placed in your hands, but you still don't know what you have. That's why your planet is still a valley of tears. 76. If instead of dreaming of finding the ark that contained the tablets of the law and wanting to perpetuate the form of the divine master in various images, men are specified to penetrate into the sense of the divine law and the doctrine, they would truly unite and peace would be made. 77. I tell you all this, because you who have received at this time one of the great revelations are in danger of clinging to the outside, that is, to the form, to try to keep it always with you. Who will do so? They will be dead watching over their dead, because all forms pass and only what remains of it is essential, spiritual, eternal. 78. Use your understanding so that you understand and make use of your will to practice my ways. My peace be with you.